This is the Let's Go Win podcast with your host, J.M. Ryerson.
Hey, what is happening? I think we're on for like 5 seconds without saying anything. Anyway, what's up, you guys? Welcome to a Tuesday tune-up on the Let's Go Win podcast. I'm J.M. Ryerson.
I'm also, well, not also, but I'm Lisa, also Ryerson.
If we had 2 JMs, it would be odd. Although I did do a podcast one time, 2 brothers that were named both Luis and Luis. They are originally from Venezuela, I believe. And I was like, they said it wasn't all that uncommon. I thought that was pretty unique. And the fact that they were able to, when I say Luis, one knew who I was talking about and the other one didn't. So shout out to the Luises. They're brothers, same last name, but they somehow figured it out. Anyway.
That would make it a lot easier because I literally go through everyone's name in my household. So let's say I'm trying to, get a hold of JM and I'd be like, TJ, Trey, Tivian, no, you, JM. Like I go through everyone's names.
That makes us feel special.
You're so special.
I appreciate that. All right. So today we are talking about fun. I mean, that's literally the theme of today's show. And it is something that, as you well know, every company I've been a part of, fun is a value. Now, I do believe in having fun. What's interesting or unique or ironic about that is I constantly, when I get in business mode, you're always telling me like, hey, smile more, have fun. And it's so funny because I don't know that innately when I'm in business, I do that. I would say personally, I'm always having a good time, which drives you nuts half the time. So it is interesting. And it's something that I know is important to me, but yet I have to remind myself to do it. So I don't know when I say that, because we were talking about fun bucket list ideas, and we're going to talk about 4 different quotes that have always been impactful for myself to remind myself life's not that serious. Relax, have some fun. But when I say, just make sure to incorporate fun into your life, what comes to your mind?
Well, yeah, I think life is way too short not to have fun. That's like my motto all the time. Life is way too short not to have fun. And I think that really shifted for me when my brother passed away. It will be 10 years next year. Died at the age of 49, super young, super healthy, and then found out he had stage 4 esophageal cancer, right? And then 8 months later, he's gone. So tomorrow is not guaranteed. Nothing's guaranteed. And it's really important to make sure you're having fun because we're really not here for that long.
Yeah, the perspective piece for sure. I mean, if you stop and just think for a second, I'm only going to be on this earth X amount of time. Why the heck wouldn't you have fun? And it's more fun, I mean, to do it. Everybody enjoys it, but it's interesting how we have to, or at least I need to constantly remind myself. And so am I actually wearing my shirt today? You said, are you wearing this shirt today? Yes, I am, because Boca Bridges have a championship today. Shout out to those on the pickleball team. Pretty big deal today. But no, that's what I get great enjoyment and fun playing pickleball. So yes, I'm wearing this shirt today, and hopefully we can come through. But I want to start with something that we did early in our marriage as well. And that is asking for like permission to go golf or to go do fun things. That wasn't necessarily high on your priority list for me to get out and do these things. And I see it often in relationships. And it's one thing I want to just like grab them and say, don't do that to your partner or spouse, because it's so important that they go have fun. But that wasn't how it was early. And I know we've shifted from that. Arguably, maybe I need to scale back a little bit, but that was a real thing. So can you talk to that?
Talk to that.
Yeah.
Talk about that. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's hard when you have little people running around, right? We had 2 kiddos, 2 boys. I don't even know how people do it when they have more than 2, because I feel like you just get outnumbered by then. But it's really, I was home with the kids 24/7. I was a stay-at-home mom at the time, super miserable. I cheers to all the moms that can stay at home, because that is by far the hardest job in the world. And so I was at home with them, and then Jane was at work all day, and he'd come home. a great dad, totally helped out. But then he's like, oh, I'm going out with the guys. I'm doing this. And I'm like, wait, hold on. Like, I'm here all by myself all day long. I need a break too. And that was something that James really taught me, because I felt like I had to be there all the time. He's like, no, you go out with your girlfriends too. And once I figured out that piece, oh my gosh, it was amazing. I literally come home from going even 2 hours at dinner with with girlfriends. I come home and I was a much better wife. I was a much better mom. I was much more patient. I was much more loving. And so I realized that I needed that for myself. Therefore, JM needed it for himself as well, to be a better husband, to be, just everything. Because when you don't have those breaks, yes, you are here physically, but I didn't feel like in our situation, I didn't feel like James was there present, like fully present. Right. But when you have that break and you get to go away, you really appreciate your family, you miss them, and you come back and you're fully present. And that's more important than hours spent.
Well, so what I would say, if you are like, or that buddy that's always like, I can't go golf, play pickleball. Again, sports is my thing, but go on that girls trip because is my family needs me to be at home. My spouse needs me, blah, blah, blah. I want you to just think for a second, are you showing up in those moments as your best version of you? Or if you did inject some of that fun, would you show up as a better parent, as a better spouse, as a better name the hat that you're wearing? And I will tell you unequivocally, yes, the answer is going to be yes. You need to do it. Now, there are, set some boundaries. I'm not saying it should be an all out party all the time, but it is important. So the rule number one, I'm just going to go with the first quote, and that is, it has to be fun. So I guess this is just this is the lesson I'm trying to learn, because when I do have fun doing whatever work, whether that, let's say it's being a parent, I'm better at it when I'm having a good time. So this is one of those that I look at all the time, and it's to say when I'm grinding over something. So for instance, whenever I'm writing, if I get writer's block, the first thing I learned to do is turn on music, because music makes me happy. It's way more fun. And what do you know? The writer's block just goes away. So when it comes to you, I know you like to have a good time, and you're actually half the time we're doing these podcasts, I'm like, hey, pay attention. We gotta really dial it in. But you're always having a good time. So is this a value for you as well?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what's the point of doing anything if you're not having a good time, right? And I've learned that over the years. I used to do a lot of things, and I would come home from it, wherever it is. Maybe I had a friend, no longer a friend. I don't even know who I'm talking about. But let's say you had a friend that was a Debbie Downer, and it was constant drama all the time. And I would go to dinner with them, and instead of filling my bucket and having a great time, it was more about listening to him or her bitch the entire time. And then I'd come home and I'm completely drained. So to me, that is a waste of time, because if I'm not lifting somebody up, or that person's not lifting me up, or we're not doing something to lift the community up, there's no point of that, And so that's something that I have had to learn over the years, and to set my boundaries. And now I'm very, very picky with who we go to dinner with, and it's a lot. I mean, we have amazing neighbors, I would have to say that, but we have gone to the dark side, I feel too, a little bit, because we're constantly out. We're having a great time with our friends. We're constantly having fun. And I would have to say that we haven't spent as much time with our children, perhaps that, maybe we should look into that. We're having a great time.
I think when we are here, we're showing up pretty well. So, but yes, we should probably take a look.
When your kids go again, you're going out to dinner again. Yeah, we're having a great time here, kids.
Well, technically, I said it first. I'm again, but no, it is fun. The next quote is, life is too short to worry about stupid things. Have fun, regret nothing, and don't let people bring you down. And that's what you're talking about, because if there's that moment whenever you're hanging out with someone and you walk away and you don't feel better about yourself, it might be time to reevaluate whether you want to surround yourself with that person. And I know that's not easy to do. So that's point number one. And I've personally had to do that many times. And it does, the idea sucks to eliminate this person, especially if you have a history. But I will tell you the functionality, once you do it, it's like, oh, it's like a breath of fresh air.
Right.
And the other thing, and I remember my parents always saying this, don't sweat the small stuff. That is so important. How often are we creating something from something so minuscule, something so small, and then that creates the next negative thing, and then the next negative thing. And it's all because we're worried about that flat tire, that person that cut us off, that whatever it is, relax. Let that stuff go. Now, I know that, again, we all have our idiosyncrasies when it comes to this. And mine happens to be driving a lot of times that I get like, worked up about something stupid. And that's really what it is. It's kind of stupid. So you've created something that you use to offset these moments.
On the road, specifically?
Yeah, it can be on the road or whatever allows you that perspective to not sweat the small stuff.
Well, I have a story because this just happened yesterday.
Okay.
And so the dog is like my shadow, Tivy, my baby, my favorite child. I will tell everybody that. Follows me everywhere. And so we were on a trip last week, so I hadn't seen her. And I said, oh, you can come with me. And she'll come with me in the bathroom. I'll close the door. I take a shower while she's hanging out, whatever, because she needs to be around. And my towel hangs where the door is. And so I can't really see what she's doing. And she's just kind of out there, whatever. I take my shower. And she's scratching to go out the door. I was like, oh, you probably have to go potty. Great. So I go to open the door. I have my towel on me. And I step down on my mat. And there must have been a pile of poop that was about this. I mean, it's amazing. We have a small dog. She's like 22 pounds. But she poops so much. She poops like a Labrador, I swear. And I stepped right in it. And it was that initial, like, what did I just step in? And I looked down. I'm like, oh, my goodness. There is poop on my mat. And yes, my favorite child did that. And so I'm screaming bloody murder. Right? Not because I'm, like, pissed or anything. But I was just like, help. I needed somebody to come help with the dog, all that stuff. And I literally jump back in the shower. I wash it off. And I'm just laughing because that's funny. Like, how often can you say, I stepped in poop?
Especially
Barefoot.
coming out of your shower with clean foot.
Yeah. And so it's things like that where I've learned, because if I've gotten upset with the dog or upset at that time, who knows what it would have happened the rest of the night. Like, I wasn't going to let that little incident ruin the rest of my night. And we were going out with friends for a friend's birthday. Great time. Right now, I have a funny story to tell.
Well, and I will also say, being the guy that got to come clean up said poo, thank you, because you didn't make it that miserable and just sit there and bitch and complain about the dog. You actually kind of laughing, and it made it easier to deal with the stench and clean up. So,
which he does because he bought the dog.
No, because you don't deal with toilets or any of that.
No, I do not. Actually, the kids poop even when they're babies. If Jan was home, I wasn't changing that diaper.
So I want to get to, because we're already almost done with the segment. I can't believe it. The next quote, and this one is actually, it is about having fun, but it's so important. Follow your dreams. Just make sure to have fun too. I look at my kids and I think I would never, ever be okay with them not following their dreams. And I know the world is going to tell them not to follow it, or they'll be conditioned at some point to stop. But no, I the one thing I'll say as parents that I hope we instilled in our kids is go for it and go out there, get your ass kicked, but at least pursue it. And if you hit it, fantastic. If you don't, you can look back and say, I have zero regrets. This quote to me is, and that's what we're doing. Like, let's go win. This is my dream. And I'm having a great time doing it. Is it the safest, most secure thing I could have chosen? Not even close. And it could be more profitable and all those things, but I'm loving doing it. And like you with Let's Go Give, that is your dream, and it's something, your purpose. So I guess, not to get serious on talking about fun, but I hope people hear this. Follow your dreams and just make sure to have fun too. It's your dream. Dreams are supposed to be fun and not a nightmare. So I don't know. I probably want to leave it on that just because I love that quote. Any thoughts to that before we kind of wrap up?
No, just go have fun, right? Life is too short not to have fun. So make sure you're having fun every single day.
Absolutely. Look at what you're doing. And if you're not having fun, how can you inject fun into it? I would love to hear how people love to have fun. I'm going to go play some pickleball tonight, hopefully win the championship. But if not, I'm going to have a great time doing it. Where can they share kind of their fun stories, their bucket list items, things that they do to have a great time?
Yeah, go on to our website at letsgowin.com and you can subscribe for things. It's super awesome. We've got podcasts, articles, all kinds of fun things that you can get into your inbox every single week. And you can always email us at info@letsgowin.com.
I would love to hear your feedback, guys, because here's what I would tell you. We are continuously trying to grow this audience. We want to inspire more people to live their best lives. And you can help us by just sharing it. Yeah. Share this podcast, share it with your friends, share it with your family. Just, hey, check this out. And if nothing else, they can hopefully have a great time listening. If they don't, they don't have to keep listening. But if you share it, you're helping us continue our dream and my dream of growing Let's Go Win. So,
and Laura's on. Hi, Laura. How are you? From California. She's so sweet. Cutest baby, cutest family. We love you, Laura.
Yeah. For sure. So until next time, you guys, remember your mindset matters and keep having a great time. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening. If this content is delivering value to you, please make sure to subscribe, rate, and review us. That helps us build this community, and that is what we are all about. Building this community as big as we can, helping as many people as we can, and deliver as much value as possible. Be sure to head over to letsgowinpodcast.com for information on my coaching courses, and make sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn at Let's Go Win 365. Let's go win and transcend in life.
This is the Let's Go Win podcast with your host, J.M. Ryerson.